Are you voting for Trump or Kamala?
Oh, Trump.
Trump? Why Trump?
Look at this. It's like World War III, man.
Yeah.
It's worse than third world countries.
How do you think it's gotten so bad? Like, what do you think's happened? What's caused
Well,
it?
you know, the crook politic and the mayor, he's a crook. He's doing business with the hotels to rob the taxpayers. You know, it's all a scam. All the hotels, all the asylum seekers, they get in the hotel. The mayor is getting paid, and the governor and all that.
Yeah.
It's a scam. So what is the point of bringing people with no papers, no skills, no language to speak? We got 270 million white Americans out of 330 million. If Trump loses election, it's rigged 200%.
Why do you like Trump? What about him?
Look at him. The economy was, when he first took over, the economy was booming. So China came out with the coronavirus. And you know, people from the inside with the media and all that, they played the role with China. Why? To lock people in the house, to destroy the American economy. It was economically moved.
You're saying the politicians got millions of dollars?
Yes. You know that already if you got any common sense. You think anybody's gonna vote for Camilla? It's not about race. She doesn't make any sense. She doesn't have no goal. She's in office right now. Look what she's doing.
Yeah.
Nothing changed, and nothing will change. For your life, to save the American dream, if there's any left, you gotta vote Trump if you get any common sense.
I swear, Trump's points just prove itself. Like, if you're voting for Kamala Harris, then why are you speaking on the Colorado takeover? The views don't align. He's been trying to tell y'all this from day one. Please Google it, educate yourself before y'all sound so dumb. Y'all are proving his point every time y'all speak. It's so funny to watch. Because y'all have no reason to not like him. Because everything that he said is going to happen has happened.
In this video, I'm really going to highlight why the Democratic Party seems to support open borders. Now, I have made this argument a lot. I mean, I talk about a lot on my channel, like policy perspective, policy positions. I try to articulate the best that I can why certain positions are bad from an American point of view, and I will continue to stand on this. Open borders hurt Americans' interest, bar none. End of the day, when you import a bunch of foreign people into a country and you're giving them home loans, you're rewarding them essentially for breaking your laws. One of your laws says that you cannot illegally enter into this country the same way someone can't just break into your door and say, hey, I'm in your house now, Kenny. You got to treat me like a guest. There's two types of guests, uninvited guests and invited guests. And it's the right for the people already in this country to designate how they want people to come into this country. No one's entitled to come into a country. And this is the kind of the breaking at the seams that the Democratic Party seems to not understand about open borders. I saw from the intro, I highlight how open borders is causing problems for the American taxpayer, for the American people. For instance, in Chicago, Sanctuary City, Brandon Johnson has put his people in a $982 million deficit in an attempt to allow these illegal immigrants into their city, taking over public resources, expending public resources where 100% of the money came from the American taxpayers, but it's all going to benefit illegal immigrants. From food to shelters, moving them out of YMCAs, moving them out of public schools to have facilities available for these people, all because Chicago's a sanctuary city. Make it make sense, America. Why did the Democrats are doing this? Why they're putting voters that voted for them second to people who can't vote for them? Well, it's a simple idea. In Congress, you can fact check me if you want. In Congress, the Republicans put out a bill where only Americans will be counted as part of the census. Now, Kenny, why does this matter? Well, in the census dictates how many electoral votes a state will have. California has about 50 electoral colleges. Now, my argument is, if you were to remove illegals from being counted as part of the census, would California lose electoral votes? Yes, it's a high probability yes, because a lot of these blue states are giving more power to these blue voters by allowing sanctuary cities to be in their states, which attracts more people into their states, which increase or inflates their population numbers. 100% of Democrats voted against the bill. That should sing alarm bells in every American's head. Why is the Democratic unilaterally, 100% of them do not want us to remove illegal immigrants from being counted as part of the consensus because there's a political advantage for them having them as part of the consensus. That's what just jumps out at you. So this idea that, oh my God, illegals can't vote, so why it shouldn't be a problem, Kenny? You shouldn't be worried about illegals coming to this country illegally. Yes, I am, because a majority of the public system, sorry, government benefits are being leveraged by a large percentage by illegal immigrants. They're a drain on the system. They dilute the quality of government benefits to the American people. If I have a household and I have an income that only can take care of 4 people, and 5 people break into my house, and the government put a gun to my head, say I have to take care of them in my house, you're diluting my resources. My resources can't help the people that it benefits the most. We can't efficiently help the people and support the people. And you see what's going on in Colorado. Trump rips stupid people, allowing gangs to take over Colorado's apartments. Why are they putting us through this? This is a question that every voter should be asking. Why are Democrats putting the American people through this? Right? Nancy Pelosi wants illegal aliens to be citizens eligible for taxpayer loans for homes, and this is California. California Democrats, California politics is coming to a state near you. Check out this clip from Bill Maher of Nancy Pelosi really outlining why they're allowing or her pushback for why they support illegal immigrants from coming into this country. Let's take a look.
The California lawmakers just passed a law, it hasn't been signed by Governor Newsom, but giving government assistance to undocumented immigrants to buy houses. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a different place than the Democratic Party used to be on immigration, is it not? I'm not going to say that's what the country's going to do, but that's certainly where California is.
Well, let me just say, immigration had always been a bipartisan issue. I refer you to
But not free houses.
Well, that's not free housing. It's the American dream being available to more people. But understand this about immigration. The best speech on immigration was by President Ronald Reagan. This is the last speech I will make as President of the United States. I want to communicate a message to the country I love. And he talked about the Statue of Liberty and the beacon of hope it is to the world, and what America was preeminent in the world because our door was always open, and we will cease to be preeminent when we shut the door. Now, I don't do justice to the great communicator. Google it. It's a fabulous speech. And George Herbert Walker Bush continued in that respect for the diversity of America and the rest. California's always in the lead. Maybe others will follow that lead, but that's up to those states.
This is what I'm talking about. California liberals. Oh, we're the leading edge of the scamming your voters, taking all the resources from your American voters who pay for taxes, who vote you guys in, for people who don't pay for taxes, people who allegedly can't vote, right? And this is the game plan, because end of the day, I already tell you, illegals overwhelmingly, if you look at the stats, illegal immigrants overwhelmingly support the Democratic Party. So that means if you give these illegal immigrants the option to vote, they will vote for the Democrats. Overwhelmingly, like a 60-40% chance. 60% chance they'll vote for the Democrats here. So in my observation, why does the Democrats support open borders? Because they see it as an import of Democrat voters. That's the only way you can justify giving them $150,000 to purchase a home, even though they have not contributed to the pot at all. Even as the state leads the country with the largest number of homeless U.S. citizens. What are you doing? It's prioritization. You can't be accountable to everybody, because if you're accountable to everybody, you're accountable to nobody. And as an American politician, as a nationalist, as a populist, I believe it is the responsibility of every politician that is running in an American electorate to look out and prioritize the problems, the issues, and the consideration of its own people over foreign people. Because at the end of the day, asylum isn't a right, it's a privilege. And these Democrats are pretending that asylum seeking is a right. Oh, we have a right to put these people in your house, Kenny. We have a right to put these people in your country. And you have to be obligated to use your tax dollars to not only fund other Americans that still need help, but also people who came over this country for economic reasons, who has not been properly vetted because they broke into this country illegally, which is the first sign that, hey, you don't trust that you may be able to make a legal case to be immigrated here in America. This is why you broke into this country illegally. You cut the line, and you expect me to continue allowing and voting for the Democratic Party to continue enabling this bad behavior that's hurting our country. Well, what I like to do is move them to document it. She said, as one of the best things we can do for our economy is pass comprehensive immigration reform, aka make them citizens, aka give them the right to vote. That will benefit the Democratic Party. This is all politics. This is all a political play, right? Left-wing elites laugh as illegal gangs terrorize American neighborhoods because end of the day, they're protected from this stuff. Martha's Vineyard, remember Ron DeSantis? He put some illegals into Martha's Vineyard, a very wealthy, liberal as hell, very Democratic-run county district, whatever you want to call it. And within the day, those illegals were put somewhere else. All these Democratic mayors putting their budget in a shortfall, taking care of these people. I ask you voters, what is the cause? What benefit do these Democrats believe that they'll gain by putting their country, their districts, their budgets in deficits to take these people in? If not, for my framing of it, they see these illegals as Democratic votes. If you told someone, hey, if you pay $1 billion to further cement your control over a district, control over a state, would you do it? Any politician will say yes. Okay, I'll spend millions of dollars if it means guaranteeing getting more power and staying in control of these every level of government. This is what sanctuary cities are. They're a hub to attract Democratic voters, aka illegal immigrants, as Democrats attempt to create passive citizenship, amnesty, give them rights to vote, give them the ability to vote in local elections, federal elections. This is their attempt, right? And the short-term benefit for having illegals in these blue states is that these blue states will have more power electoral. Like the rate, at the end of the day, I don't care about your criticism about the electoral college. The electoral college is whoever gets to 270 votes wins. And these electoral colleges, right, they're based on population numbers. And if illegal immigrants are counted as part of the population numbers, then this will give blue states sizable electoral power. Because if I take 400 million Americans and I equally spread them out across all the states, Republicans win every time because there's more red states than blue states. But blue states are competitive because blue states tend to have large population hubs. And sanctuary cities only further enforce this problem, which gives what? Disproportionately more electoral votes to blue states. This is the purpose of sanctuary cities. This is the political play. This is why Democrats support open borders, because they politically benefit over this. Democrats are the party of themselves over the country because they believe they should rule over you. This is why you got these left-wing elites, Hollywood elites who live in these gated communities laughing at the fact that illegal immigrants are terrorizing your neighborhoods, increasing crime in your neighborhoods. And then these same Democrats, right, have to tell their own people not to demonize Trump voters. This is why people vote for Trump. When I get black liberals, black Democrats talking about, oh, you're going to vote for Trump? Oh, you're in a cult, Kenny. No, you're in a cult. You're actively voting for people, right, who see nothing wrong with people breaking the laws of this country, and they believe they should get rewarded for breaking laws in this country because their needs matter more than your needs. Oh, they had to steal food. Their family was hungry. Oh, so your family can go hungry because they stole food from you. You have to go work double to replace the food that these people steal from you because they needed it more. That's how illegal immigrants, this is how Democrats are approaching the open border issue, the illegal immigration issue. And then God forbid, right? You put any untoward symbolism. Police manhunt is underway over signs against illegal immigration in Denver. Police are pursuing hate crime charges. This is the bleeding edge, California? This is what y'all want? America, this is what you want? Blacks must sit at the back of the bus. Kamala's migrants are still in the front. Ooh. But Democrats, y'all going to continue gaslighting America to support this ish. Let's take a look.
I think fostered by video evidence that we have and other evidence that we have that has helped us kind of narrow in on some individuals.
And Thomas says that he doesn't necessarily believe that this act that happened in Denver is necessarily connected to similar crimes playing out across the nation. Of course, if you know anything about
But black people, but if you don't vote for Democrats, you ain't black. How's this black? You literally illegals are getting 100. And this is all in California, because remember, California is the leading edge. They want all of America to be just like California. Budget shortfalls, right? Politically dominated by one party, politically monopolized by one party to the point that they can do whatever they want, and it'd be hard pressed to hold these people accountable. Newsom get recalled for election and still win because people are so vote blue no matter who. Make it make sense. But this is but you want to demonize Trump supporters. You want to demonize people who want to vote for Donald Trump, regardless of skin color. Right? And enough of me railing against, the political motives of the Democratic politicians themselves. I want to also highlight how the Democratic voters cannot comprehend how bad open borders are. And they pretend that they're open-minded, but in reality, they're not open-minded. These people vote based on their feelings, based on emotionalism, because they want to look good and not actually do good. And they don't understand that there's trade-offs for every decision. There's a cost and an effect for every decision you make. And the cause of open borders, and we are experiencing the current effects, budget shortfalls, right? Shortages. We got to cut public services to continuing giving these people money when it would have been cheaper to just deport them out of the country. We're taking the most expensive choice and keeping them in this country, maintaining them because they can't work. They can't provide for themselves. This is why they get EBT cards. This is why they're living in hotels, 5-star hotels, depending on New York or California, depending on where they're at. It's putting more of a burden on our tax system already. And these people can't comprehend the practicality of these policies. But they still advocate for it. They still support the Democratic Party for it. And I want to highlight what kind of in the mind of leftist people or people who vote for this stuff, what is their, intentions with this stuff? So let's take a look.
I mean, just the whole environment with this and the cameras and everything, to me, is like not conducive to healthy conversation. I think it's inherently threatening to a lot of people.
I'm sitting behind the table with my
You're
arms.
not physically threatening me. I don't think
But then, if you're emotionally threatened, who cares?
That's my point. You're emotionally threatened by all of this. So
feelings mean nothing in the world. No one cares about how you feel except yourself and maybe your mother.
Yes. Feelings don't nothing gets done with your feelings. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I say emotionalism is hurting our politics. Emotionalism is getting in the way. Because when it's time to make tough decisions, your emotions are more of a problem than a benefit to you. Because you have to understand, as an American politician, you should prioritize the Americans over foreign people you have no allegiance to. But for some reason, Democrats are putting foreigners in front of Americans. Why? Because there's a political benefit to having the foreigners in these countries, in these cities, in these states, in the first place that I outlined earlier in this video. You can't say I'm lying. You can disagree with me. You can say, hey, Kenny, I don't think that's the case. Kenny, I don't think that's the Democrats' motives. But I ask you, what's the probability of it not being their motive? What's the probability of that? If reparations was actually going to help the Democratic Party, why didn't they vote on it in California? Remember, California is the leading edge because they know reparations is not popular. They know the open border stuff is not popular. This is why they come up with this emotionalism BS. Because logically, they cannot justify why they're putting the interests of foreigners over the interests of Native Americans and legal immigrants here in this country. They can't make a logical justification for this. This is why they fall back to emotionalism, appealing to your sympathies. And this is why I think a lot of Democratic voters vote along for open borders. I digress.
Okay. Feelings are irrelevant.
Well, you're here sharing your feelings with everybody.
No, I'm sharing my logic, my facts and thoughts. I haven't told you once how I feel. There's a difference. Feelings and facts are two different biochemical systems in how the mind and the body operates. Feelings are based on emotion, rising blood levels, blood pressure, so on and so forth. Facts and logic are over long periods of time through reflection and through using math, science, and analysis of data. No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not telling anyone how I feel, I'm telling people how I think. a big difference.
Okay. Hey, I got a question.
Sure.
Well, actually, no, this is safe.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice to see you. Yes.
I seen your big. You have your own like photo and everything like that. So I just wanted to comment on the hat and the shirt.
Sure.
Everyone's entitled to their opinions. I completely respect that. Live your life, but like. You know, a lot of immigrants do come here undocumented, and my family and I being one of them, and we contribute to the economy, you know.
They find justifications for their wrongdoing. Hey, look, I know I broke into your house, but look, I'm buying toilet paper for you, Kenny. Hey, I'm contributing. But end of the day, I didn't invite you in my house. Like they skip over that whole step, right? Like this is how it is breaking into a country. It's like breaking into someone's houses in someone's house. Look, I pay for electric, I contributed to all this, but end of the day, I didn't want you here. You're imposing yourself onto us, and you're trying to guilt us into taking care of you. And this is the kind of gaslighting that a lot of Democratic voters tend to do with people who support Donald Trump. Because at the end of the day, over a long period, Donald Trump was right about the immigration issue. The border would have helped disincentivize people from doing this stuff. All these loopholes, all these ways that people find to continuing enabling this problem is what's causing it in the first place. This is why you got so much migrants coming over the border. Because the Democrats have said, oh, yeah, look, we got all these benefits. Oh, we're going to give you amnesty. Oh, we're going to take care of you. And people are rushing for that. Free healthcare, free this. Who wanted to take advantage of this stuff? And they don't see how their actions and policies, their intentions are incentivizing the very problem that's causing all these issues in the first place. Americans are literally being treated second-class citizens in a lot of these Democratic-ran places like Colorado, Chicago, New York. And they wonder why there seems to be an uprising and why a majority of Americans want mass deportation. Because end of the day, open borders benefit Democrats politically. That is the bottom line. That is my conclusion on this. Let me hear your conclusion, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? I'd like to hear it all in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.